here the steps in sharing an amount in a given ratio. So these steps are very simple, year 8, and I will be presenting to you 4 steps. So step number 1, you are going to add all the numbers in the ratio to find the total number of parts. So if you will see 2 numbers in the ratio, just add the 2 numbers, so you will be able to get the total number of parts. Second step, after getting the total number of parts, we will divide the amount to be shared by the total of parts, which is in step number 1, to find the value of 1 part. And step number 3, we will be using multiplication to work out the value of each share. So that means to say, once you have found the value of 1 part, we will be multiplying that value to each number in the ratio. So we will have the value of each share. And lastly, you are going to check the total amount of their shares. You add and make sure the total should be the same as the amount being shared. So you are asked to share 250 in the ratio of 2 to 3. Step number 1, year 8, we add the number in the ratio. So what are the numbers in the ratio? 2 and 3. So adding them will give you a total of 5. That means to say the total parts is 5. The next step is for us to find the value of 1 part. So 250 is the amount. We will divide it by 5. So we get 1 part, which is 50. Again, we divide the amount, which is 250, by the total number or the total ratio, which is 2 plus 3. Then we get an amount which represents 1 part of the share. Step number 3, we are going to multiply 1 part, which is 50, to each of the number in the ratio. So the numbers in the ratio are 2 and 3. We multiply 50 to each of the number. So the first share, which is 2 parts, 2 times 50 is 100. And the second share, which is 3 parts, is 3 times 50. That gives you 150. Now let's check. To check, we will be adding the amount of the shares. The first share is 100. The second share is 150. Adding these 2 will give us a total of 250, which is exactly the same as the amount mentioned here in the question. Okay, so again, the steps are very simple. So let's have, if you are still confused, let's have example number 2. Example number 2, you are going to share $840 between Alan, Bob, and Chris in the ratio 2 to 3 to 1. So can you remember year 8? What is the first step? We are going to add each number in the ratio. So I can see 2, 3, and 1. So I'm going to add each of these numbers. So 2 plus 3 plus 1, I will be able to get 6 as the total, which is actually the total parts. So there will be 6 parts. And step number 2, I will divide the amount, which is $840, by the total parts, which is 6. So $840 divided by 6, I will be getting $140, which represent 1 part only. And step number 3, yes, you are going to multiply. Multiply each number in the ratio. What are the numbers in the ratio? I have 2, 3, and 1. So I am going to multiply 140 to each of these numbers. So I have 2 times 140. That means Alan will receive $280. And Bob, since Bob has 3 parts, so we will multiply 3 times 140, which gives you an answer, $420. And lastly, for Chris, it's only 1 part. And you know that 1 part is 140. So you can just multiply or just simply copy 140. So for Chris, he will be getting $140. Now let's check if the answer is correct. So we will be adding the amount that they have shared. Alan shared 280. Bob is 440, 420 and Chris is 140. Adding all these amounts, the total should be the same as this. If the total is different, then you have to go over, recheck, and revise your work again as something is wrong. So adding all the numbers, 280 plus 420 plus 140 will give you 840, which is exactly the same as this. So our answer is correct. Example number 3. Share $360 between Mia, Ken, and Jen in the ratio 2 to 3 to 5. So please try to answer. Follow the steps. There are only 4 simple steps. First, you are going to add, divide, second step, multiply, and then check. So are you ready, year 8, with your answer? So let's check your answer. First step is to add what? We will add the number in the ratio. 2 plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 10. That means the total parts. We have 10 as the total parts. And step number 2, we need to divide the amount by the total parts, which is 10, to get the value of 1 part. So 360 divided by 10 will give you $36. And the next step is to multiply. Multiply each number in the ratio by 36. So the first part, which is for Mia, 2 times 36 is $72. And for Ken, 3 parts will go to Ken. So 3 times 36 will be $108. And lastly, for Jen, 5 parts, so 5 times 36 will give you $180. And the last step is to check to make sure that your answer is correct. So I'm going to add 72 plus 108 plus 180. And the total is the same as $360. So therefore, our answer is correct. So were you able to get the correct answer, year 8? Very good. So keep that up. So let's have another one. So question number 4. A grandfather gives $2,640 to be shared to his grandchildren in the ratio of their ages. So the grandchildren are 8, 10, 13, and 17 years old. So how much does each grandchild receive? So again, we are going to, or the grandfather will going to share 2,640 to his grandchildren in the ratio of their ages. And the ages are given, 8, 10, 13, and 17. So what should we do? We need to write a ratio first. So we have to write the ratio of their ages, which is from the youngest to the oldest. So we have 8 to 10 to 13 to 17, because we have to divide the amount according to the ratio of their ages, right? So that's why we need to write ratio of their ages. And we follow the same steps. And step number 1, yes, we are going to add all the numbers in the ratio, which is 8 plus 10 plus 13 plus 17 will give us a total of 48, correct? And after we add, yes, we are going to divide the amount, which is 2,640. We are going to divide it by 48 to get one part of the share. So 2,640 divided by 48, we will be getting an answer which is 55. So you can do long or short division for this. And since we know already the value of one part, we will multiply that value to each of the number in the ratio, which is actually the age of the grandchildren, or the ages of the 4 grandchildren. So the first, or the youngest, who is 8 years old, will receive how much? We will multiply 8 times 55, and that is $440. The second, or the 10-year-old grandchild, will receive 10 times 55, that is $55. $550, I mean. 55 times 10. Again, the 10-year-old grandchild will receive $550 after multiplying 55 by 10. And the third one, the 13-year-old grandchild will receive 13 times 55. That's how much? That is $715. And of course, we have the last one. We will multiply 17 times 55. So how much? That's $935. So after getting all the amounts for each grandchild, we are going to add all of this just to check whether we have the correct share for each grandchild. So we need to get a total of 2,640. So 440 plus 550 plus 715 plus 935 will give us a total of $2,640.